They laughed when I walked in. Not everyone, just enough of them, a ripple of chuckles. Raised brows and sidelong glances spreading like gasoline, waiting for a spark. I stood at the threshold of the marble-floored lobby, the gold logo of her company gleaming behind the reception desk. A glass of champagne was thrust into my hand. I didn't take it. Then came the punchline. "There he is, our one-minute man." Laughter, louder this time. Someone in marketing nearly choked on their drink, and then, like clockwork, he emerged. The man who used to work in my accounting department, before she hired him as her creative director. Tan, smug. The kind of man who thought cologne could replace character. He didn't even look at me when he spoke. "Get this impotent man out of here, security!" I didn't flinch. I looked at her, my wife, her champagne glass frozen mid-sip, face painted with guilt trying to hide behind a smirk. I memorized it. The shape her lips made when she didn't expect me to show up, the way she couldn't meet my eyes. I left without a word, and that was the last thing anyone ever took from me, without bleeding for it. It wasn't always like this. I met Sophia 10 years ago, in the worn-down lobby of an old startup I'd invested in. She was fresh out of grad school, sharp-witted, sharper-tongued, and had a way of making you feel like she saw through you. And liked what she saw. I was building my second company. She brought color to my grayscale world. We built everything together. Trips across the world, candlelit dinners over spreadsheets. I gave her 30% of my company shares when we got married. She called it the trust that sealed the deal. Said she wasn't after money. She wanted to build something with me. I believed her. Then she said I worked too much, that I was tired, that I was drifting. Maybe I was. But she never mentioned the late-night meetings, the calls that ended too quickly, the lipstick stains on cufflinks that weren't mine. Still, I never accused. I watched. The first clue was subtle. She changed her phone password. Then came the locked drawers in her office. Trips labeled wellness retreats, but booked through the company. I didn't confront her. I studied her. One night, while she slept in the guest room after another headache, I mirrored her phone to mine. Every photo. Every message. Her pet names for him. His for her. Photos in my car, on my boat, in the bed I bought. My chest went numb, but not my mind. I spent the next 6 months preparing. I transferred ownership of all joint assets into separate holding entities. Froze payments on the new company credit cards. She never noticed, too busy playing queen. I renegotiated supplier deals under my name only. Her new office? I owned the land, signed it over to my shell company, and tripled the rent. I rewrote the will, added exit clauses, set meetings with my lawyers on holidays, paid private investigators in cash, even the prenup, ironclad with infidelity clauses she never read. She said it felt unromantic. Romance died the day she laughed with him, so I walked out of that party with nothing but silence in my pocket. And pulled every string I'd spent a decade tying. First, I froze the business accounts she used for events, advertising and travel, the ones that funded her parties, influencers and spa deals, canceled the Bali strategic retreat mid-flight, 20 executives stranded with non-refundable bookings. Her name, not mine, on every reservation. Then I called an emergency board meeting. I was the majority shareholder, 70% to be exact. And the moment I pulled out my equity stake, $97 million, everything collapsed. Vendors called. Contracts defaulted. Creditors panicked. Partnerships dissolved overnight. She walked into her office the next morning to screaming staff, shuttered screens, and locked doors. That's when the phone calls started. 56 missed calls in under an hour, from her, from him, from friends who had laughed at me just a night ago. I didn't answer. Then came the knock. It was raining. She stood outside my penthouse, heels too high for stability, dress too soaked for dignity, hair matted. Mascara running, not the vision of power she used to project, just a woman realizing the ground beneath her had been paper thin all along. "Why?" she asked, voice cracking. I stepped aside, let her in. Not out of kindness, but control. She looked around. Everything still perfectly curated. Our old life. Untouched. Pictures on the wall. The scent of vanilla and sandalwood. Familiar. Haunting. You embarrassed me in front of everyone, she whispered. I turned to her slowly. You betrayed me in front of no one, I said. I just fixed the imbalance. She collapsed onto the couch, crying that she never meant to hurt me. That it just happened, that it wasn't about love. I let her speak. Then I handed her the envelope. Inside, divorce papers, notarized, a full record of her affair, financial discrepancies, photos, emails, hotel receipts. Her signature already forged, her approval already processed through pre-authorized legal delegation. It was over before she walked in. Her lover was fired the same day. He posted a sob story online, claimed he was framed. She tried to salvage what was left, but the scandal spread like wildfire. Investors pulled out. Her name trended, not for success, but for scandal, betrayal, and the brutal fall of a woman who thought herself untouchable. I didn't post a thing. Didn't gloat. Didn't explain. I just rebuilt, quietly. They say revenge is best served cold. But I prefer mine like steel, sharp, silent, and surgical, the kind they never see coming, until it's already inside them. Now sometimes I pass the old building where her logo once shined. It's vacant, for lease, her name stripped from the facade like it never existed. And me? I sleep well, alone, but whole. Never again. The punchline.